So it has been, well, as of me posting this, it's been a year since the open letter I sent out talking about Town of Salem 2 stuff. Um, After just an absolute mess of switching from Blank Media Games to Digital Banditos. And I'm glad I don't have to deal with that stress and all that gaslighting and crap talking again. But I want to go back and see what in this open letter what has happened. So we'll be skipping quite a bit, but we're gonna just click play and kind of go from there and write down what the goods and the bads and whatnot. Once the end of season 5 comes out and season 5 officially begins, we'll sit down and talk about here's all the changes for season 5 because Curtis asked for that video. So we'll work on that. But let's just look at, here's what's changed in here. Blah, blah. I know we talked about Adagia. I actually sent an open letter. I don't have that anymore. We're now up to like 1,500. Almost 1,600. We're also almost at 2,500 hours. Second is over working to making the monetization as we have, and number 4 is some new content. Look through all of blah blah blah. The game needs to be more beginner friendly. More beginner friendly. We're talking first. Great meme, by the way. Game, which is very hard to get into because social interactions are hard. As a teacher, I can understand that because further, for one, rules code of conduct. They added this. I don't think I need to hold on. Just for the gag. Let's pull this up real fast. They added this. Even though Emily told me they would add this in like August or September, they added it in June. It'll pull up Town of Salem 2 here in a second. It'll pull up Town of Salem. Here we go. Now we're loading. Really slowly. Look at this. We have a rules and code of conduct. Yay! They did it. Okay. Bye, Town of Salem 2. They did it. And I think that's super important. That's why I changed my reviews, because they did the main thing I wanted was put the rules in the frickin' game. And they did it. Thing number 1. So let's keep track of positives. Positives, no change, and negatives. Positive, they added rules. I don't know if it's done how that, but a bunch of rules, which are pretty close to what they have. Everything. Any example. Arsonist. Game to in a distance. Tutorials. They have tutorials. Let's go. We're 2 for 2 so far. Now, I like theirs with the slideshow better than just like, here's a video, here's a video. I think that works really well. Now, are they 100% perfect? No, but it's much better than nothing. Positive rep system. This is a cool idea. I think this would be a really cool mod. Imagine if you could keep track of your positive and negative interactions with people. I think that'd be a really cool mod. So, positive rep system did not happen. I think it would be a cool mod, though. Blocking system, kick option self, that did not happen. And probably could be an easy change. You know, for just private games, you can kick people out of private games. Free-to-play stuff. They've not done a thing with free-to-play yet. And I'm gonna say that's a negative. I feel like you need a way for the free-to-play to give the free-to-play players more draw. I think the reason why, and I'm going to put this as a negative for this reason, I think how I understand it, and Curtis can correct me, the original reason why you can't buy the full game on the Steam page is because with a microtransaction, you can't refund that. You could refund the full game if you did buy it from the Steam store, which is kind of scummy. I don't know if that's 100% accurate, but that's what it feels like. I still like the idea of giving more of a leaf to the free-to-play players. I think a better way of doing it, and we'll talk about it in a different video, it'll probably be in December, have a game mode, a beginner game mode that all free-to-play players can play. Now, there's some moderation aspects of it. We can figure that out later. That can be something else to consider, but I think like a beginner mode, and then because like the reason that Classic died is no one wanted to play Classic. Well, if all the free-to-play players can constantly play Classic, quote unquote, they get like 10 people or something, no more than 10. I think that's a cool alternative, and we'll explore that in a different video. Let's talk about the monetization. I think they've done a good job so far. It's not, and so straight up battle passes or no more. There. Now, there's stuff in the battle passes that you still can't get. I'll be interested to see what Curtis does to fix that, because he knows it's a problem. I'd like to see how Curtis solves the battle pass situation. We no longer have a battle pass, and we have all these cosmetics through the battle pass. What are we going to do now? I'd like to see how Curtis makes that solution. There's so many different ways you could go about it, and maybe if we're in 2026 and that still hasn't happened, maybe we do a video over that. Here's 5 ways you could still implement this stuff. And I think getting rid of I think originally I wanted to say you didn't have to get rid of the battle pass, but I think it ended up being a positive. Oh, so positive. They got rid of the battle pass. This all of them should be give us some things. Plenty of games for a week. I still think you need some weekly achievement. This is a mess, but there's a mod for it now. So there's no I'm not saying it's easy, and this is not a easy way to get it. It's about logging in daily. I think getting the Enchanted Cauldron, I almost got it. I understand the want. At this point, I don't think you need to have a other way. Unless, run a tournament and the highest placing person without an Enchanted Cauldron gets it. I think make an event out of it. Tome of Fate. Now, this is divisive because a lot of people really, really, really hate the Tome of Fate. I personally think it's fine. Now, there's an upgraded version of the Tome of Fate. But, like, for me, I run town on Tome of Fate, as you can see. I still run town on Tome of Fate. It has not changed in a year. But I don't... I find the Tome of Fate fine. I know a lot of people don't. They think it's pay to win. I still think it's kind of fine. I think even like the upgraded tome, it's more of a chance to potentially get a roll. There's still times I get not town. And a lot of people really would rather get evil rolls. Like DJ. I don't know if DJ wants to get evil rolls though. So they didn't do anything with the Tome of Fate. That's fine. This is not a... I already discussed this. Being able to buy it from Steam. I think you still should. And I think the only reason is the refund thing. I think digital banditos will do a better job. It's monetization discussion. Fixing stuff. They fix so many bugs. That's at least one thing that Curtis and Tuba are great at, is they will fix the bugs. Serial killer attacked me. Oh, here's a bunch of like individual things. So, hidden killer, not hidden killers, but you don't know specifics of killing. Big plus. I'm not a huge fan of vote for alignment. There's still vote for alignment. I hate vote for alignment, or not vote for alignment, vote for time. I'm going to do a video on creating a role that capitalizes on it. I think that's a good way of handling that frustration. But nothing to do with vote for time. In fact, it's even more now important because of vamps. I've already subtle solution. And then last, in kind of the general, is they changed to death notes to where it's a modifier. And so they did a different way. They just got rid of the death notes for Coven rather than making it a modifier, which I think is fine. They did something about it positive. Oh, here's some individual role changes. Deputy is now better Town of Salem 2 version. I first was very hesitant. Deputy change, good. Positive. On fix seer took because it immediately... This is an interesting one. They didn't really... to where you can't visit, yes. But I don't think that's the big reason that Seer is now not as good. I think the introduction of vamps and the introduction of the cultist makes Seer not as good. So big win on that to where you don't have to like nuke a roll in order to make it work. Lookout's no longer astral. They didn't do anything with Marshall, and I think Marshall's actually kind of fine at this point. Permanent bugs on Spy. Big plus. They nerfed Socialite, and I think that's the important thing. Did exactly what they needed to for Vigi. They didn't change this. I'm gonna say no change. I think it's fine now. Especially with so many people playing casual, I think that's the reason why it's so much more fine. They changed Admirer, so I have to give them positive for that. It's a little better. I still think it's bad. Sounds really. They didn't do anything for Amni. I'm not someone who screams that Amni's a problem, but I know a lot of people that do. They changed Potion Master, but they did not do as nearly of a pathetic nerf as I did. So that's a plus in my book. They changed exactly what I wanted in Necromancer. We are up to 15. Ritualist changes to a powerful attack unless the target is revealed, then it is unstoppable. They did a different route with Ritualist, but they still nerfed it, which is what I was going for. And they nerfed Coven later, which is what I was going for. They've done nothing with Dreamweaver, which I think is a huge shame. Dreamweaver's already bad. And it's just not useful at all. They changed Pirate to Inquisitor, which I find more enjoyable. I don't find how people play Pirate more enjoyable, but I find Pirate more enjoyable to play. However, April, but that is all the roles. And they added Vampire Curse Soul to the better 2S2 versions. Look at all the things that I said, here's what you should do, that they've done. We're up to 20, guys. And all it took was giving Curtis and Tuba time. And probably a lot of not sleeping from Curtis. They fixed mobile. Okay, here's my wish list at the time. I think what I'm going to do, and it's the reason that this isn't a here's my new letter. I think at the start of every year we're going to have a open letter, so that you can see this as a response to the 2024 letter. We'll have a 2026 letter and continue from there, and that could be a cool every year thing to start the year. Let's talk about things that we want to see in the game. Streamer mode, that can be a mod. Spectator modifier, that's something that Curtis is going to have to do. I think that'd be cool. Leaderboards, I don't know why Curtis hasn't done that yet. I don't know, smack him with I don't know, grilled cheese until he does it. They do special events, not necessarily how I want it. I think you could do more of the events. I think more events, and I think that's coming because they're trying it with like the all any stuff, and they've done it with Better 2S too. Controller support, that's not happened. Better 2S2 custom modifier support, and they've added more of those to the game. Integrate the replay mod in the base game. It would be helpful if the replay mod actually worked. And then they have their, this weekend is Anything Goes April. That sort of stuff. Discord shenanigans and the people who helped me originally. Guys, 21 positives to 7 did not changes to 3 negatives. Curtis and Tuba have done a really good job. There's still more to fix? Absolutely. And there will always be more to fix. There's only one perfect game, and it's called The Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door. You're not going to find a competitive game perfect, but it is so much better than what it was when we made this video back a year ago. So shout out to Curtis, shout out to Tuba. I'm shocked with how much stuff I said in here that actually has happened. Good on me for, despite being so depressed and so angry, having coherent thoughts. At some point, a really cool video is going to come out. You're going to watch it. You'll know what it is. But I will catch up with this letter in January and write a new one and make it a yearly tradition. That's all for me. We'll catch you again next time. I'm going to